I don't remember when I first believed in Jesus, but my life is full of before and afters because of him and the work that he is doing in my life. The Christian life is not a one-time event, but rather God is ever molding and teaching us. A major one that sticks out is beginning to realize that if God really does hold me in the palm of his hand, then I've got nothing to worry about. The almighty and perfect God of creation sustains his children and calls them his own. He's talking about me. In Matthew 6, it talks about how beautiful a bird is or a lily in a field, and how God knows what they need and he provides for them. How much more will he provide for me, who he made in his image? God is not bound by time or space. He controls all and promises to work out our ultimate good, even in midst of struggling or confusion. I began to see God's indescribable bigness and unfathomable goodness on the cross, that he would make himself man and live a perfect life so that he could die without deserving death. Unlike us, he was sinless, perfect, and he died so that when we call on his name and trust in him, we might be credited with his perfection, so that our sin, no matter how big or small, might be erased. Because it needed to be erased. My sin cannot be in relation with a perfect God. To deny him, the very definition of good, is to choose evil and death, but to choose Jesus means forgiveness. I'm clothed in his righteousness. And so what about my fears, my struggles, my stresses, my insecurities? What about them? With God's indescribable bigness and unfathomable goodness comes freedom and peace. I am anchored in an unchanging Lord. He teaches me to value the things that will count for eternity and daily reminds me that I am his. He teaches me to serve and to love others in a genuine and selfless way, because, like the lily of the field, he's got me all taken care of. I was created to serve and love him, and by his goodness, grace, and mercy, he chooses to love me in the most perfect way. Even when I ignore him, even when my pride says I know better than he does, even when I forget to remember him first, and especially when I don't feel like anything that I'm saying is true. But I know that God knows best, and unlike my feelings, he never changes. I'm imperfect, but he is teaching me and changing me from the inside out. His character and promises never change. He's the only person ever anywhere that can be true about. I was unfulfilled and without hope, but praise God, I am anchored in the Lord.